Hi, I'm Mark Toole with 8020service.com, and today's customer service video question of the day comes from Quora, and the question is, why do we need customer contact automation in an online business? Okay, I don't know exactly what this person means by customer contact automation, and the answers that have been posted here are basically spam. One guy, of course, customer service question on Quora, the ubiquitous spam for an AI chatbot company. I'll show you this. He's got a little, I don't know if you can see that, a picture of a smiley little robot guy answering questions. Greetings, customer's name. I am happy to satisfy customer request this evening. Okay. Wonder why the guy who is an expert at Facebook Messenger marketing and works for a chatbot company would tell you need to get a chatbot. Not going to pick on this guy, though, because at least he somewhat tried with his spam. But here's one example of what happens when you try to automate your customer interactions with a business. People can tell when they're dealing with a form of automation. And I don't care if that automation is some sort of chatbot or if it's a conventional human NPC, the classic call center worker sitting there reading off of a script, following a procedures manual, not permitted to think, simply doing what it's told so that it doesn't get in trouble with its boss. Greetings, customer's name. I'd be happy to help you with repeat customer's problem today. Whether a computer's doing that or a person, it's still automation. And people can tell when they're dealing with a program, a source of automation like this, versus an actual human being. Maybe there's some sort of AI thing that's good enough to fool some people some of the time, but we'll get to that. But there's no point in doing that unless you have a good reason to do it. Just because there's a technology that exists, it's the old Jurassic Park argument. Just because you could, you never stop to wonder if you should. And in this case, I don't really think you should. Not that it's going to create a dinosaur apocalypse and no one's going to get eaten, hopefully, but I don't think it's necessary. As an example of what can happen when you turn over normal human interactions to AI, let's look at the other spam answer that's on here. I know there's the rule, be nice, on Quora, but if I'm picking on blatant spam, I don't think that is a violation of the rule, or at least not a violation of the spirit of the rule. So the problem is following a script, following a procedure like this, whether it's a person, whether it's an AI of some sort, whether it's a simple computer program, chatbot, because most of these so-called AI chatbots are not any kind of artificial intelligence as you think of it. They're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. They're just a standard computer program that somebody's calling AI to charge you more for it. So let's look at this other answer that someone wrote. Monitor visitor dynamics in all directions and seize potential customers. Instant online chats to improve security quality. Comprehensive analysis and statistics to improve marketing effort. And then the spammer sent a link to an article. Is it better to register a trademark in the name of an individual or in the name of a company? That has nothing to do with anything. But some program, this is probably a person following a script, post a bunch of these spam answers on every question on Quora. Don't bother reading them. Most of them will get deleted, but somebody might click your stupid link. That's the result you're going to get. You're going to get kind of incomprehensible nonsense that some person that wrote a program thought would make sense, but the program doesn't cover everything, and if the program doesn't cover it, it just spews out crap. And that's what you get with all of these sorts of contact automation. The question really that should be asked here is, why do you think you need customer contact automation in your online business? Why are so many of your customers having to contact you at all about anything, ever? Seriously, that's a real question. You assume, especially if you're working in customer service and not just running a business, working in other parts of the business, you assume that customer service begins when the customer has a problem or a complaint or a question, and you assume that customers will naturally have problems, complaints, questions, etc. You assume that these are going to be very repetitive, and someone's going to have to bang out the same mindless reply over and over and over and over and over again all day long, and eventually that gets tiresome or expensive to pay people for, and you think, maybe I should get a contact automation solution service of some sort. You could do that, But the real question then is, why are so many people contacting you with the same easy, repetitive question that can be answered by a simple computer program, whether that program is running on a computer or on the brains of some NPCs working in a contact center somewhere? If this is so simple, why are all these customers continually contacting you about it? Why can't you make it so they don't have to do this? Why can't you prevent this problem before it happens? These are not rhetorical questions. These are the real questions that you need to be asking yourself and finding answers to. And when you do that, you will prevent the vast majority of your customer complaints, requests, tickets, whatever you want to call them, from ever happening. The most satisfied customer you have, contrary to what some people say with their bullshit surveys, the most satisfied customer you have is not the customer who contacts you with a problem and is then very satisfied with your solution to his problem. The most satisfied customer is the customer who never has the problem to begin with. He might not realize he's the most satisfied customer. He might not realize that you're providing him with good customer service by never making him contact customer service. If you asked him about your customer service, well, most of them will ignore you because they have better things to do than fill out customer service surveys, but the ones who did answer they'd probably say it's about average because they've never talked to it, because they've never had a problem, because they don't realize what you did. You made things work correctly to begin with, so he never had the problem. He doesn't know how frustrated he would have been with this problem. He doesn't know the relief that would then come from that problem being solved. You cancel all of that out. Maybe it equals out to neutral, but that's still better in my book. So why do we need customer contact automation in an online business? The only reason you would need that is if you're too lazy to fix the things that need to be fixed beforehand. If you just want to have somebody or something handle the same problem over and over and over and over and over again, answering the same question, completing the same simple transaction, whatever it is, then maybe, and if your NPC call center dummies are getting too expensive, you think maybe I can get a computer program to do this. Anything that a simple computer program can do right now is something, generally speaking, that could be or should be prevented. When you do this, you're going to drastically cut down the volume of complaints and questions and problems and tickets, whatever you want to call it, coming into your business. You're going to therefore need a lot fewer people in your customer service contact center, whatever you want to call it. These people will be a lot less busy. Right there, you eliminate most of the problems with customer service. Most of the problems there are caused by people being too busy, trying to get people to do more work in less time because there's all this work that needs to be done. It's caused by people being in such a hurry that they don't have time to think or figure things out, so they create systems and automations and procedures manuals and all this other stuff to help, but it just adds more and more and more complexity. Different pieces, moving pieces, all required to work together. One of those gears gets out of whack, the whole thing falls apart, and usually in these businesses, the fix is to slap on another piece of complexity over top of it to try to patch things up with band-aids and chewing gum and tape, and you're adding even more complexity there. The same thing happens over and over and over and over again. Customer service does not have to be complex. It sometimes is complicated, but complicated and complexity are not the same thing. There could be a lot of moving parts, but if this thing breaks and everything else is fine, that might be complicated, but it's not complex. If this breaks and it destroys everything, then you have runaway complexity. That's what normal, conventional customer service departments do. And it doesn't work. It's not what I recommend. It leads to even more complexity. People thinking, what if I got an advanced artificial intelligence computer simulation system to pretend to be 4,000 people that answered 20 million repetitive questions all day long, and all I have to pay for is electricity or hosting fees or something. You don't need any of this if you do things right. And especially, you mentioned an online business. In an online business, customers do not expect to talk to you. This isn't a lemonade stand. This isn't a car wash. This isn't a restaurant or something. They don't expect to deal with a person. They don't expect to deal with customer service. They expect to hear about a thing, buy a thing, receive access to the thing, have everything work the way it should, and have everything be what they want, what they expect, or better. And if you deliver that, you completely eliminate the vast majority of your customer service problems. The kind of problems that if you don't do that right, you'll be overwhelmed with and tempted to get some sort of automation, something to take care of. That's my answer to this question. I'm going to wrap this up here. As always, I do one of these videos every weekday on a customer service question. Most of them come from Quora, so if you have a question and you're watching on Quora, you can ask me there. I post these to YouTube as well, so if you're watching there, ask me in the comments. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, follow, all of that good stuff. I also write regularly on business and customer service topics, both in response to questions on Quora, so again, follow me there for that, and on the website, 8020service.com, where I've also got an email list with daily emails on customer service topics, things relevant to your business, things that'll help you succeed and get this stuff right. So go there, 8020service.com, get on the list if you're interested. If not, don't worry about it. I'll be back tomorrow with another